Hallo, hier ist Nadine Schmidt unter Palmen und ich mach's kurz. Hier sind John und Richie von Bon Jovi. Hello, welcome. Die erste Frage kommt von mir. Bon Jovi haben kürzlich in London einen Club gegeben. Das war das erste Clubkonzert seit Jahren. Sonst spielen sie immer nur in Stadien. Und das Konzert wurde halt weltweit im Internet übertragen. T-Online war für Deutschland auch dabei und hatte die größte Anzahl an Fans, die es auch geguckt haben. Also was gibt's darüber zu berichten? The first question is my question. You played a club gig in London recently. It was broadcasted all over the world on the internet, and T-Online broadcasted it for Germany too. So how did you enjoy it?
Well, we played a small show and put it on the web and in movie theaters around the world. And it was the first time in Europe that they ever had a simulcast of that size. But it was a lot of fun for us to play in that small venue and bring Ray Davies out, do Celluloid Heroes, and it was a good night.
And how come that you played in a club instead of a stadium?
It was too cold.
Bon Jovi haben sich überlegt, okay, es ist kalt im Stadion, wir treten lieber mal im kleinen Club auf, und das wurde halt in einigen ausgewählten Kinos übertragen und halt im Internet, und es war echt groovy. Ja, die erste Frage von einem Chatter ist, euer Album Bounce ist ja mal wieder voll gelungen. Woher nehmt ihr die guten Ideen für die Songs? The first chatter asks, so what about Bounce? He likes your songs, but where do you take the ideas from? Because you two are the songwriters.
Where do we take the ideas from? Well, I think Bounce is a song about resiliency. It's about being resilient, and I think this band has been resilient. I think that our country has also been resilient, and I think that's was directly related to 9/11.
Is it like the album title stands for to bounce back?
It's left open to interpretation. And the idea in its most simple form is a kid bouncing a ball, or a mother bouncing a kid on its knee, or it's the resiliency, like we say, of the band or of the American people after 9/11. Or it's left to interpretation. I didn't want it to be so literal that it forced you to listen to the record on certain terms.
Also das Album hat einen direkten Bezug zum 11. September, und der Albumtitel an sich, ich habe nachgefragt, hat es was zu tun mit wieder auf die Beine kommen und so weiter. Die beiden haben halt gesagt, so, ja, den Titel kann man sich selbst interpretieren. Welcher der neuen Songs gehört zu euren Favoriten? So, which one is your favorite song on the album? Hello.
I don't know if we can have one favorite. You know,
I like the bird.
Thank you, it's my pink pigeon. But what about the new single, Misunderstood?
I like it. I saw the video just a minute before we came down here. It was on television, and you really hear a song differently when you hear it on the radio or on TV. And I'm still very, very proud of the whole record. You know, we were listening to it the other day in the car here, and it's a great record. When we perform it live, I'm going to want to play all those songs.
Yeah.
John hat gesagt, es gibt keinen einen Lieblingssong auf der Platte, aber die neue Single Misunderstood kommt am 18. September raus, und sie haben sich kürzlich erst die Scheibe nochmal im Autoradio angehört, und das ist natürlich was ganz anderes, als wenn man es live einspielt. Ich hab's ein bisschen schwer.
I want to talk now.
What do you have to say?
Me, the pink pigeon. Everything is about me. Me, the pink pigeon. Choke my chicken.
Wolltet ihr gerade Misunderstood als zweite Single veröffentlichen? Warum? Why would you release Misunderstood as the second single and not a different song?
That's a tough question. You know, I mean, unfortunately, everybody's got an opinion around here, and Misunderstood reared its head. You know, I didn't know what would be second. I always thought that would be second, but then as the record came closer to
who decided
release,
it? Like you
it was a
yourself or the
collective decision.
management?
No, I gotta say, I defer with this one, and if it's a big hit, I don't want the credit for it, and if it's a failure, I'm gonna be the first one to jump up and down. Because I don't know how to pick singles anymore. It's very, very hard, to be honest
As every
with you.
song is good, you can't choose.
I like them all, you know. I don't know which to release next, and
That becomes increasingly harder.
it does. As years go on, it's really difficult.
Because, you know, as songwriters, you really come to love the songs that you make to put on a record. This particular record, we wrote 42 songs to get to the 12 that made the record. So, you know, the 12 that make the record, you really, really
But I read that for the record Slippery When Wet, you assembled like teenagers and they had to decide?
Look, you weren't even born then. So what,
No, I wasn't.
it's become this game of folklore now.
Do you still
Truthfully,
do
it's
that?
been over-exaggerated.
Okay.
That was over-exaggerated. That whole story was really, it's become this game of telephone. You know that game of telephone? You tell someone, they tell someone. It's over-exaggerated.
So you don't do that anymore?
We never did that. What happened was there were some people at a pizzeria that we just played them this stuff between, talking to them in the parking lot.
Yeah, we were just
it wasn't
neurotic.
like they sat around with a voting card and picked songs. It was never that. But now, all these years later, people make it sound like it was this big.
Zurück zur Frage.
Pizza by Jovi.
Es gab 42 Songs, die für Bounce in Frage kamen. Da mussten sich die Jungs für 12 Songs entscheiden, die dann letztendlich auf die Platte kamen. Und deswegen wurde es immer schwerer, die neue Single auszusuchen. Es war so eine gegenseitige Entscheidung vom Management, von der Band Bon Jovi, was halt die nächste Single wird. Misunderstood ist es jetzt geworden. Aber die Jungs finden es halt hart, weil sie alle ihre Songs gut finden. Ich habe nochmal nachgefragt. Damals wurden halt Fans versammelt. Die hatten dann die Entscheidung. Aber John sagt, das war alles viel zu übertrieben und das machen sie jetzt auch nicht mehr. Und nun ja, nächste Frage.